Hello everyone, welcome to the online class. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about instruction set of your 8051 microcontroller. So in last class we have seen what is meant by assembly level language and what are the machine level language and high level languages, what are its advantages and disadvantages, and why we are going to uh, learn about assembly language, because it is a processor specific. We can able to get full control of your processor. Okay, so now uh, the Intel people, they have developed 8051 microcontroller, right? Now during the development of 8051 microcontroller, they will give data sheet. So what is meant by data sheet? So the data sheet consists of entire information regarding your microcontroller or your microprocessor, anything. Okay, whenever if any product is developed, so they will give you one data sheet. In that data sheet, they will give you some instructions to follow. Okay, suppose if you want to do programming of your microprocessor or microcontroller, you need to know its instruction set. Okay, based upon the instruction set, the performance of the microprocessor or microcontroller will depend. Okay, remember this point. Based upon the implex instruction set, the performance of your microcontroller or your processor will depend on it. Okay, so any microprocessor or microcontroller, the instruction set is very important. Okay, so if you want to obviously at the end of the day, microprocessor or microcontroller, it will execute the program. So you need to program your microcontroller or microprocessor. That's why you need to know its instruction set. So I'm sure in 8085 microprocessor, we have discussed about instruction set of 8085, right? Similarly, we are going to discuss about instruction set of your 8051 microcontroller. Okay, now this 8051 microcontroller instruction set is divided into 5 categories. Okay, 5 groups you can say: data transfer instructions, arithmetic, logical, boolean or bit manipulation instructions, and program branching instructions. So we are going to see one by one, and let's start with the first instruction, arithmetic instructions. Okay, so from childhood onwards, you are going, we are learning this, right? So arithmetic instructions: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, apart from this, here we got some additional things, which is addition with carry, subtraction with borrow, increment and decrement. Okay, and decimal adjust after addition. Okay, these are the main arithmetic instructions which we are going to see. And coming to first one is addition. You already know its operation. Addition means whenever if you want to perform whenever if you want to add two numbers, you can use this instruction: add a comma hash n. That hash is represents data. Okay, n represents your number. Okay, whatever if you write in an instruction with a hash, that becomes your data. I'm sure you remember this in addressing modes. So which addressing mode this is? Immediate addressing mode, because I am giving data immediately in the instructions. Okay, and here whenever if I write add a comma to hash 25h, what does it mean? A will be stored the result, and we are adding 25 to the a. So I already told you, for every arithmetic operation, always the first operand is a register. Okay, a register is a first, by default the first operand is a register. Okay, for every arithmetic operation in your 8051 microcontroller. Okay, remember this. Now the addition 25 number will be added with a, and again the result will be stored here in the a itself. Okay, that's why a is called accumulator. I'm sure you know that. Now coming to the one example. So if you take a register, which is 8-bit register, and it consists of one value 01h, which is hexadecimal number, 8-bit number. Now after performing this operation, add a comma 25h, what will be the value of your a register? 26h, obviously. Okay, so now you see, you need to convert that one into hexadecimal number, that means binary. So 25 is converted into 0010 and 0101, and in a we are having 01, so that will be converted into binary. Okay, 01h. Now perform the addition. So 1 plus 1, which becomes your sum is 0, and the carry is 1. Yeah, I'm sure you know that what is addition operation in the binary. Okay, now 1 plus 1 again, you will 0 plus 1, so you will get 1, and 1 plus 0 1. Similarly you will get the result. Okay, what is the value now? 26. So a register will consist of 26 now, right? Okay, Now we understood this, right? The next one is add a comma rn. So rn represents your registers. So I'm sure how many register banks are there? Total 4 register banks, which consists of 8 registers in each bank, total 32 registers. Okay, you can use any of these 32 registers in any instruction, general purpose instructions. Okay, general purpose operations. Now you see here add a comma r0. So in last example or last instruction, what we have done, we are giving directly the data in an instruction. But what I am doing here, I am giving the data inside one register and I am giving that register inside this instruction. What is this addressing mode? What is this addressing mode? Register addressing mode, right? So now you will take one example. So that means add a is equals to a plus r0. Now take an example. A consists of 26h and r0 r0 consists of 03h. Now after execution of this instruction, what will be the contents of a register and r0 register? Okay, now you will see, first of all, anyone if you want to perform addition, so you need to convert them into binary first. Okay, which is your 26 and this is your 03, right? Now perform the addition. What is the value you will get? 29, right? So the a will get 29. The r0 contents will be remains the same. Okay, we are not changing any contents of the r0 because I'm using just I'm using a here. Okay, because the a value will get replaced with the result. So that is your add a comma rn. And the next one is your add a comma 23. That is your address. I told you, whenever if you write hash before any number, it becomes address. Sorry, it becomes your data. So if you don't put any hash in front of your number, that becomes your address, right? Now you take this example, add a comma 23h. So 23h is data or address? It is address because there is no hash in front of this number, right? Now what will happen? So a is equals to a plus the contents of this 23 will be stored. What is this 23h? Is nothing but your address. So in this address I am having one value, and take that value and perform the addition and store the result in your a. Okay, this is instruction meaning. Now take an example. A is having 03h and this is your memory location, and it is having each and every location has its address. And if you see here, there is a 23h. This is one address location, consists of value 05h. Now what I am doing, I am adding these numbers. What is the value of this a plus 05h? Because it is direct addressing mode. I'm sure you know this because I am giving address directly in an instruction. Okay, now you perform this addition, you will get the result 05 plus 03. What you will get? 08h, right? So a will get 08h. That get a 08h will be replaced by a, and here the 23h, this remains the value same 05h because I am not modifying anything. Okay, next one is your add a comma @ r0. So if you observe it previously, what if add a comma r0 means, which is your register addressing mode, and here I am putting @ so @ indicates indirect addressing mode. Okay, so instead of giving direct address directly in an instruction, what I am doing, I am putting this address in one register and I am giving that address in this instruction with the help of @ symbol. Okay, this is your indirect addressing mode. Now see here, we'll take one example to explain this instruction. Now a consists of 02h, r0 consists of 21h. Am I adding 02 and 21h? No, because there is a @ symbol. Okay, if there is no @ symbol, then I will directly add 02 and 21h. But if there is a @ symbol is there, then it means the r0, whatever the value consists of in the r0, that becomes address. Okay, now come back to the 21h. In 21h, what is the value? 15h. Okay, now add these two numbers, 15h and 02h, you will get 17h, right? So actually there should be 17h. I put some wrong information there. Okay, so a value will get actually 17h, and the remaining value, the 15h, will be restored here. Okay, there is some mistake in the PPT. So actually it will get 17h, right? And the next one is your add C. So just now we have seen what are the different types of addition operations. Now here add C. Add C means add with carry. Now, if you observe the previous instruction, this instruction difference, okay, ADDC, there is an extra C here in the instruction, and A comma 25. What does it mean? So it is adding 25 number to your A plus carry flag. So I'm sure there is a carry flag in your program status word. Program status word is also known as status register. Okay, in that status register, we are having a carry flag. When the carry flag will be set to 1, whenever if the carry is generated at the MSB position. Remember this point. Okay. Now we'll take one example. I want to add some value. Okay. Now there is a value consists of, assume that A value consists of 01H and you want to add 25H. Okay. Please perform this addition. So you will get 20CH and you need to add the carry. Okay. Now is there any carry generated? No. Okay. But you are adding, whenever if you are writing this instruction, means it is adding the carry bit. Now if suppose the carry bit is 0, that means you need to add the result to it 0. So you will get still 26H. Okay. Now we understood, right? So before A is having 01H, I am performing this addition with the carry and I am getting 26H. Now you will have a doubt, sir, where I am using this instruction add C, what is the use? Okay, I will give you one example here. Whenever if you take any 16-bit number addition, okay, whenever if you want to perform addition on 16-bit numbers, I'm sure you know the 16-bit numbers, right? And what is the size of your microcontroller? 8-bit microcontroller. So 8-bit microcontroller means it will directly perform operations on 8-bit numbers. Okay. If you want to perform operations on 16-bit numbers, what you need to do? You need to split that 16-bit numbers into two 8-bit numbers, right? Now, if you take here one example, 12FFH, this is 16-bit number. I'm sure you know this, right? So hexadecimal number represented with 4 digits means it is a 16-bit binary number. And coming to the next digit, 001H. Okay. Now I want to perform this addition. Now I will get 1300, right? You know this addition. So how we will get this addition, we will see. Now, whenever if you want to perform directly operations on 16-bit numbers, you cannot perform on by using your 8051 microcontroller. That's why you are splitting that number into two 8-bit numbers. First, you will perform the operations on lower bytes. What is my lower byte? That's why I have given some color to make you understand. So FF and 01, this is your lower byte of your 16-bit number, and 12 and 00 is, this is nothing but your higher byte of your 16-bit numbers. Okay. Now, whenever if you want to perform addition, always we will start from right side, right? That's why we are performing operations on first lower bytes of your 16-bit. Now we see here FF means what? 1111 1111, 4 ones. Okay. 01 means 0000 001. Now you perform this addition. So 11, so 0 sum 0 carry 1. So 1 1 0 carry 1 0 carry 1. Similarly you will get here. Now you observe here at the MSB position. So 1 1, the sum is 0 and carry is 1. Actually I am not performing 16-bit addition right here, but I am performing only 8-bit addition for first operation. Okay. During that time I have generated a carry is generated. Now where this carry bit is stored? Inside the carry flag in your program status code. Now what you need to do? You should use add C instruction. So whenever if you use add C, then the carry flag also should be added to the result. Then only I can able to get the result 1300. Otherwise you will get the result wrong, right? So you will try to write a one program for this one. You know already this some instructions you are familiar with. Okay. First what I am doing, I am performing first lower byte operations. What is the lower bytes of your 16-bit numbers? One is FF, another one is 01, right? You know that. Now what I am doing, I am moving a value A. So I am moving FFH into the A register and 01 into your R0 register. Perform this addition. So after performing the addition, what you will get the result? Result is stored inside your A. What is the result here? This is the 8 zeros. Okay, that 8 zeros will be stored here, and that A value is moved into the R3 register. Now R3 consists of 0 0 0 0 8 zeros. Okay. Now you perform the next 2 bits, next 2 bytes of your addition. Next higher byte of your 16-bit numbers. One is 12F and your 00H. Okay, 12F and 00H. Now what is the instruction I am using? Add C. See, in previously I have just used add, but here I am using add C. Why? Because for the previous operation a carry is generated. Now you need to add that carry to this one also. That's why I am using this instruction. So add C instruction generally we are using when we are performing the 16-bit or 32-bit type operations, right? So this is a use of your add with carry, okay? And the remaining just like same. So add C A comma R0 means we will put the data in the register and you add that one, and along with carry. And the next instruction is add C A comma 25H. What is it with 25H? This is nothing but your address. So go to that address and get that value, add with A along with the carry flag. Okay, store the result in A register. Again, the next one is your @R0. So what is meant by @R0? R0 consists of one value. That value becomes address. Go to that address location, get that value, add with A along with the carry flag, store the result inside your A register. Okay, so this is your addition operations. Okay, next one is your subtraction operation, subtraction. Okay, now you see here there is no SUB instruction. Remember this, there is no SUB, there is a SUBB. Okay, what is it? SUBB indicates subtract with borrow. Okay, subtract with borrow. Why there is no SUB instruction? So whenever you are subtracting anything, there might be a chance of getting borrow. You require borrow, right? That's why there is no special instruction only for subtraction. There is an instruction from onwards subtraction with borrow. Okay, because for every subtraction you may require a borrow or you may not, so you don't know, right? That's why they started with the subtraction with borrow, SUBB. Now that borrow is nothing but your carry flag. Now whenever if you want to perform subtraction on two numbers, you will use this instruction SUBB A comma 0 to H. Then what does it mean? So I'm subtracting the value 02 from the A register along with the carry flag, right? So this is simple to understand. Now let's take with one example, and A is having 24H. Now what is after executing this instruction, what is the value of A? 22H. So you know the subtraction rule, right? So 0 0 0, so you need to convert that one into first binary first. So 24 is converted into 0 0 1 0 and 0 1 0 0, and your 02 is converted into 0 0 0 and 0 0 1 0, right? Now you perform the subtraction. So 0 minus 0 0, okay, 0 minus 1, you cannot able to subtract from 0, right? That's why you require borrow. Okay, you will take that borrow, so you will subtract this one, you will get 1. So 1 minus 1, you will get 1 with borrow. Okay, it's actually 0 minus 1 means you will get result 1 with borrow here. Now 1 minus 1 here, 0. So that's why you will get your result, which is your 2 and 2, which is your nothing but your 22H. Okay, now you understood, right? Subtraction, whenever if you want to subtract any number from the 0, you take the borrow from it. Okay, I'm sure you know this addition, subtraction operation rule. And the next one is just like your addition operations. What I am doing, I am putting that data inside the register and I am giving that register inside this instruction. What does it mean? A from the A register, subtract the value of your R0 along with the carry flag. Okay, which is nothing but your borrow. And similarly 25 is nothing but your address here. SUBB A comma 25H means address here. Go to the address location, get that value, subtract from A along with the carry flag and store that result inside your A register. And coming to the next instruction, SUBB A comma @R0. Whenever there is @R0, whatever the value present in this R0 becomes the address. Okay, in that R0 there is a value that becomes the address. Go to that address and get that value, subtract from the A along with the carry flag and store that result inside your A register. So this is a simple addition and subtraction operations. The next one is your increment. Okay, I'm sure what is meant by increment, you know that increment means add 1 to it, so to any value. Okay, whenever if I write increment A, okay, so A is equals to A plus 1. So can I use increment R0? No, you cannot use increment R0. Why? Because I already told you every arithmetic operation by default the first operand is A register. Okay, that's why there is no second operand in this instruction. So obviously the first operand is nothing but your A register. That's why increment A, a single instruction. Okay, so A is equals to A plus 1. Now we'll take one example. Earlier A register consists of 0 1H. Now after executing this instruction, what will be the value of A? 0 2H, which means I need to add 1 to it. So whenever if I add 1 to it, becomes your 2 0 0 2. Okay, so after executing this instruction, the value of A register is 0 2H. So now you understood, right? Now you will see the next type of instructions, increment R0. Okay, still you can use R0. Okay, increment R0, and you can able to increment R0 plus, increment the value of R0. You can use any of the registers from R0 to R30, R30 to R7 of your 4 register banks. The next one is increment 25H. So 25H means I'm having a value in this address location. In this address location, I'm having that value, increment that value in that one, and store the result again in that address location. Okay. Now next one is increment at the rate R0. Increment at the rate R0 means, so R0 consists of some value that becomes the address. Go to that address location, increment the value in that address location, modify the same value and store into that memory location. Okay. Next one is increment DPTR. What is meant by DPTR? Data pointer. What is the size of the data pointer? 16-bit register, which means if I want to increment the 16-bit value, okay, now I will store that value in the DPTR and I can able to increment that value. Okay, so that is the need of this increment DPTR instruction. Next one is decrement. Just like your increment, you are having decrement, and decrement means removing minus, or subtracting one value from your register. Okay, now the first instruction is your decrement A. That means I am subtracting 1 from your register. Now earlier A register consists of 01H before, so you will subtract this one, you will get 00H, right? Simple. Remaining just like your increment operation, we are having decrement R0. We can able to subtract the value from R0. Similarly, from the address location, you can able to subtract that value and update that value in the same location. And at the rate R0 means go to that address which is present in your R0 and decrement that value, store the result in that particular address location. But if you pay attention for the increment, there is no decrement DPTR. Okay, whenever if you want to decrement the DPTR, you know that decrement DPTR is 16-bit register which is having two 8-bit registers, DPH and DPL. Okay, whenever if you want to perform decrement operation, you need to use decrement either DPH or decrement DPL. Okay, there is no directly decrement DPTR in this 8051 microcontroller. So please remember this point. The next one is your multiplication operations. Multiplication instruction. Multiplication, whenever if you pay attention to your registers of your 8051 instructions, I already told you, whenever if you want to perform any multiplication operation, we must and should use the B register, B. Okay, so which will holds the result of your multiplication operations. Okay, by default any instruction or any arithmetic operation, the first operand should be A. So total we are having 2 registers for your multiplication operation. That's why there is a mul AB. Okay, multiplication of your A and B value. Whenever if you want to perform multiplication, you need to load the value into the A register and B register, perform the multiplication, and you will get the result in your A register and B register as well. Okay, now what is meant by multiplication? So whenever if you want to perform this 8-bit binary multiplication, the result of your multiplication, lower byte is stored inside your A and the higher byte of your result will be stored inside your B. And if you want to perform multiplication on these two numbers, 34 into 21, so which is obviously you will get some value. So it is not actually this value, some value it is, I kept this wrong. And whenever if you want to perform this multiplication, and you need to convert that one into binary. So this is a decimal number which is you need to convert into the binary, and again you need to convert that into binary, and you will get perform the multiplication operation, you will get the result in the 16-bit numbers. Okay, so that's why whenever if you are performing operations on 8-bit numbers directly, you will get the result in the form of 16-bit values. Okay, that's why the 16-bit has your lower byte and higher byte. The lower byte of your result will be stored inside your A register, and the higher byte of your result is stored inside your B register. Okay, actually this multiplication value is wrong. Actually I done some mistake here. Okay, so you understood, right? What is a multiplication, how it is performing, how the result are stored inside this A register and B register. Okay, and next one is division operation. So whenever if you want to divide two numbers, you can use this instruction, and here we are using again AB. So any arithmetic operation you need to use A register by default. For multiplication and division operations, you must and should use the B register. So whenever if you want to perform operations on division operations on two numbers, you must and should load that values inside your A register and B register as well. Okay. Now after performing this division, you will get quotient as well as remainder. Okay. So that quotient will be stored inside your A register and a remainder will be stored inside your B register. Now, if you try to perform division on these two numbers, so 6 divided by 4, what will be the remainder? 2. What will be the quotient? 1. Okay. So that quotient will be stored inside your A register and B register, you will get the remainder. Okay. Whenever if you want to perform again division, you need to convert them into binary. After that, you perform this division, you can get your result. So that quotient will be stored inside your A register and the result, I mean the remainder will be able to store inside your B register. That is your division operations. Okay. So there is actually one instruction called DAA. So I will discuss this DAA in the next class. Now you will see some bit manipulation or Boolean instructions. Just now we have seen we are directly performing operations on 8-bit numbers. So 8-bit addition, 8-bit multiplication, okay, etc. Now if you want to perform some operations on bits, individual bits. So if you take 1 byte, so 1 byte means 8 bits. So if you want to change any 1 bit at a time, okay, then you can use bit manipulation instructions. Okay. And also it is also called as Boolean instruction. What is meant by Boolean? Boolean means either true or false, which is 1 or 0. So bits is also called as 1 or 0. That's why we are naming that one as Boolean or bit manipulation instructions. Okay. Now in these instructions, we need to see a set, clear, complement, movement between bit and carry flag, logical and logical OR. Now we will start with the set. Okay. What is meant by set? Set means when whatever the value of any bit, you need to set to 1. Okay. Whenever if you want to put 1, that is called set. Now what is this instruction called? SETB, set B, and there is a C here. Okay. Is there any register C? No, there is no register C. C is called carry flag. Carry flag means how many bit? Only 1 bit. Okay. Now if you want to set that carry flag, okay, then you need to use this instruction, set bit. Okay. Set bit means set bit. So set bit of the carry flag. So whatever the carry flag previous value consists of, that will be replaced with the 1 here. For your understanding, take an example. The carry flag consists of 0 earlier. After performing this operation, what will be the value of carry flag? 1. Why? Because set instruction. Set means replace the whatever the value present in the carry flag with 1. Okay. I will take another example. If the carry flag is 1, okay, what after executing this operation, what will happen? What is the value of carry flag? 0? No, because it is also becomes 1. Why? Because whatever the value present in this carry flag will be replaced with 1. Okay. If 1 is there, again the 1 is replaced with again 1. So that is called set operation, set bit. Okay. Next one is clear. What is meant by clear? Whenever if you want to put that carry flag into 0. So 0, if you want to put in that carry flag, you can use this clear instruction. And clear C. So clear C means C is having earlier 1. Now after executing this instruction, the carry flag becomes 0. And again, if I take a carry flag is 0 earlier, what will be the value of after executing this instruction? Again still 0. Why? Because I am clearing the carry flag. Clearing the carry flag means whatever the value in this carry flag will be replaced with 0. Okay. Next one is CPL. What is meant by CPL? Complement. Complement means you replace 1 with 0 or 0 with 1 in the carry flag. Okay. Now there is a carry flag. Now carry flag is before is 1. After performing this instruction, is executing this instruction, what will be the value of carry flag? Becomes 0. Why 0? Because I am complementing the carry flag bit. Complementing means replace the 1 with 0. If 0 is came, replace with 1. Okay. So this is called your complement carry flag. Okay. Now before going to the next instruction, you need to remind, okay, this picture. So this is nothing but your internal RAM structure. So internal RAM structure, we are having 4 banks, and this is called bit addressable area. And these are nothing but your special function registers, SFRs. In some of the SFRs, if you take, there are still bit addressable like SCON, port, all the ports are nothing but your bit addressable registers. Okay. Now if you want to set either 1 or 0 to this bit addressable area or any of the bit addressable registers, still you can use these instructions. Now see here, the instruction is changed now. SETB, that is your set bit B. So B means bit, so it can be any bit of this your bit addressable area or your SFRs. Okay, now I'm sure you know that there is a 4 ports. Okay, each and every port consists of your 8 pins. So starting with 0, so port 0 consists of 8 pins, so which is your 0, 1 up to 7, right? Now whenever if you want to set that port particular pin, so 0.2, which is your third pin, with to set to 1, then you can use this instruction. Okay, and whenever if you want to set the internal location of your RAM, this is 00H. Where is the 00H? Here in this internal RAM structure, there is a bit addressable area. If you want to access this bit addressable area, you can use these addresses. The first location of this bit addressable area is 00H. Whenever if you want to store 0 or 1, so whenever if you want to store 1, you can use this instruction called set B. Okay, now let us take an example. If you want to use carry flag, so earlier it is 0 and after it is 1. Similarly, carry flag is 1, after that is also 1, but I am using set B for 0.2. So what 0.2 means? Port 0.2. Now I'm sure you know that there is a port 0, and port 0 consists of 8 pins, which is 0 to 7. And if you see here 0.2, this is one pin of the particular port. Now if you want to make it as 1, then you can use this instruction. Why I can able to use? If you take an LED, okay, whenever if you give 1 to that LED, it will turn on, right? Whenever if you give 0 to that LED, it will turn off. Simply to turn off or turn on LED, you can able to change this bit also. Okay, so this is the instruction. Similarly, next clear B. What is meant by clear B? Whenever if you want to clear the particular bit of that particular location, you can use this instruction. Now what I am doing for the port 0.2, I am clearing the bit. Okay, and also I can use any of the internal RAM address location as well as your bit addressable location of your RAM. Okay, now see here, in port 0.2 I have cleared. In your set B instruction, I will put 1 here, that means LED is turned on. If I put 0 here, what will be happen? LED will be turned off. See here, the LED is turned off, which means I can able to make individual bits of this particular port to make 1 or 0. Okay, with the help of these bit manipulation instructions. Okay, next one is complement B. So just like your complement means, complement is nothing but replace the 1 with 0 or 0 with 1. Either you can use any bit addressable registers. Okay, and also you can use the bit addressable area of your RAM location. So I'm sure the RAM location consists of address from 00 to 7FH. So you can use any of these addresses to complement its value. You can use this complement instruction. So I'm sure in your previous example, we have seen the carry bit. Okay, earlier the carry bit is 1, after that carry bit is 0. Earlier the carry bit is 0, after that execution of this instruction, carry bit is 1. Similarly, if I try to write port 0.2, so whatever the value of this port 0.2 will consist of 0, that means it becomes 1, and if the port 0.2 consists of 1, it becomes 0. Okay, after this, take this instruction and put it in the infinite loop. What will happen? It will make that port 0.2 to 1 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 0, because I have put it in the infinite loop. So if I try to give the LED to that particular pin, what will happen? Continuously LED gets turned on whenever if there is a value 1, and the LED gets turned off whenever that becomes value 0, because this is a complement bit. Okay, infinite loop. So infinite loop means, so it will keep on executing these instructions. For every time complementation, the value of the bit is changed. Okay, this is how we can able to turn on the LED, turn off the LED infinite number of times with this single bit. Okay, single instruction. Next one is movement of instruction, I mean movement of 1 bit, okay, to the carry flag. Now see here, move instruction. What is my move instruction? Transfer the data from one location to another location. But here I am using single bit to transfer. So bit addressable instruction it is. Now some value I am having in the port 2. Now I want to copy that value in the carry flag. Okay, then I will use this instruction. Similarly, 25H. Whenever if I say 25H, this is called your RAM internal address location. Okay, that address location bit is carried into your C. Okay, now see here, earlier the carry flag is 0. take an example. Earlier the port 0.2 consists of 1. Okay, now what will be the value of carry flag after executing of instruction? It becomes 1. Why? Because the port 0.2 consists of value 1. That value gets replaced inside your carry flag, right? Now you will take another example. This is your bit addressable RAM area, right? So bit addressable area consists of 002 up to 7FH. Okay, now 25H, where is the 25H? Here. Okay, in this 25H we can able to store either 0 or 1. Why? Because it is bit addressable area. Bit addressable area means we can able to access the individual bits of that particular location. Suppose in this bit addressable area 25H 25 location, there is a value 0. After executing of this instruction, what will be the carry flag? Carry flag, take an example, the carry flag before is 1. After performing of this instruction, what will be the carry flag value? 0. Why? Because 25 address location consists of 0. That 0 will be replaced with your 1 in the carry flag. So right, so this is your next one, and this is a similar, just like this is a reverse operation. Move that carry flag bit into your port 0.2. Similarly, move the carry flag bit into this address location area. Okay, now take an example. Earlier the carry flag is 0, and earlier the port 0 values, port 0.2 value is 0. Okay, so after executing this instruction, so carry flag becomes still the same, and the value is replaced with the 0. Okay, and next one is your bit addressable area. Take an example. In this 25th memory location, I am having a value, some value. Okay, now whatever the value present here, that gets replaced with the value of the carry flag. So earlier the carry flag is 1, that 1 will be replaced with your 25th memory location value. Okay, whatever it may be the value present in the 25th memory location, that gets replaced with the value of your carry flag. Okay, the carry flag still remains same. The contents of the carry flag will not change. Only the address location value is changed. Okay, the next one is your AND operation between two bits. Okay, whenever if you want to do AND operation, you can do it. Now take an example. Port 0.2 consists of value 1 and carry flag is 0. Now what I am doing? AND operation. So AND operation means you perform these two AND operation, result will be stored inside your carry flag. Now perform the AND operation between these two numbers 0 and 1. So you will get 0, right? Similarly, perform the AND operation on these two numbers 1 and 1, you will get the value 1. Okay. Similarly, OR operation. This is actually OR operation. It is not AND operation. So sorry, AND operation with complement bearing. So what you need to do is perform the AND operation complementing this bit, and you will get the result. Okay. So this is the OR operation. Perform the OR operation between these two numbers. Okay, I think this is your bit manipulation instructions, and this is your class ending session. So thanks for joining the class. If you are having any doubts, please ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, I hope I will see you on tomorrow.